Welcome to this gentle exploration of lucid dreaming. Before we begin, let me offer you something important. You don't need to stay awake for any of this. In fact, the entire purpose of this guide is to help you fall asleep. If you drift off in the first few minutes, that's perfect. If you make it halfway through, wonderful. And if you happen to stay awake for the whole journey, that's perfectly fine too. There's no test at the end, no information you must remember. This is simply a space for your mind to wander and explore while your body settles into rest. Get comfortable now. Adjust your pillow, pull your blanket just right. Find that position where your body can truly let go. You might notice your breathing beginning to slow. That's natural. Your body knows what to do. It's been preparing for sleep since the moment you lay down. Each breath brings you closer to rest. Tonight, we'll explore one of the most fascinating phenomena in human consciousness: lucid dreaming. The state where you become aware that you're dreaming while the dream continues around you. It's a topic that has captivated humans for thousands of years, and it's a perfect subject for this quiet hour. But remember, you don't need to understand everything. You don't need to remember the details. Just let the words wash over you like gentle waves. Let them carry you towards sleep. Some people come to this topic hoping to control their dreams. Others are simply curious. And some, like you perhaps, are here because learning helps quiet the anxious mind. It gives your thoughts something to focus on, besides the day's worries or tomorrow's tasks. Whatever brought you here is exactly right. As we move through this guide, you'll notice the pace is slow, deliberate. That's intentional. We're not rushing anywhere. There's nowhere to be but here, in this moment, letting yourself drift. Your eyelids might already feel heavy. That's your body's wisdom. It knows you're safe. It knows you're ready for rest. Let's begin with a simple truth about dreams. Every night, whether you remember it or not, you dream. It happens in cycles. Throughout the night, your brain moves through different stages of sleep, some deep and restorative, others lighter and filled with rapid eye movement. This is where most dreams occur. In those REM stages, your brain, in these moments, is remarkably active, almost as active as when you're awake, but your body is still peaceful, resting. Scientists call this REM atonia. Your muscles relax completely, except for your eyes and the muscles that help you breathe. This paralysis is protective. It keeps you from acting out your dreams. It keeps you safe. Imagine it. Your mind is creating entire worlds, complex scenarios, conversations with people, journeys to impossible places, and yet your body remains still, breathing softly, recovering from the day. This is the natural rhythm of sleep. You move through these cycles 4 to 6 times each night, each cycle lasting about 90 minutes. In the first cycles, deep sleep dominates. Your body focuses on physical restoration. But as the night progresses, REM periods grow longer. Dreams become more vivid, more elaborate. By morning, you might be spending 20 or 30 minutes in a single dream state. Most of these dreams vanish upon waking. The brain doesn't prioritize storing them. They slip away like water through fingers. You might wake with a vague sense of having dreamed, but no clear memory of the content. This is normal, expected, part of how sleep works. But sometimes, a dream lingers. You wake and can recall it clearly. The images, the emotions, the strange logic that made perfect sense while you were asleep. These remembered dreams have fascinated humans throughout history. Ancient civilizations believed dreams held messages. The Egyptians thought they were communications from gods. The Greeks built temples where people would sleep, hoping for healing dreams. Indigenous cultures around the world developed practices for interpreting and working with dreams. They understood something important. Dreams reflect our inner world, our fears, our hopes, our unprocessed experiences. Modern neuroscience confirms this in a way. During REM sleep, your brain is consolidating memories, processing emotions, making connections between different pieces of information. Dreams are part of this process. They're how your mind sorts through the day's experiences and integrates them into your existing knowledge. This is why dreams often feel so strange. Your brain is making unexpected connections, linking ideas that wouldn't normally go together, creating novel combinations. A childhood home might appear in a dream about your current workplace. A long-gone pet might show up in a scenario about an upcoming event. The logical part of your brain, the part that normally says, "This doesn't make sense," is quieter during dreams. So you accept the impossibilities. You fly without questioning how. You talk to people who aren't alive. You visit places that don't exist. This acceptance is key to understanding lucid dreaming. Because a lucid dream is simply a dream where that logical questioning part of your mind wakes up a little, just enough to notice, just enough to think, wait, this is a dream. But we're getting ahead of ourselves. For now, just rest in this knowledge. Your brain dreams every night. It's processing, healing, creating, while your body remains peaceful and still. You might notice your thoughts becoming softer now, more diffuse. That's the edge of sleep approaching. Welcome it. Let it come closer. There's a particular quality to the moments between waking and sleeping. Scientists call it the hypnagogic state. Your conscious awareness is fading, but not quite gone. You might see fleeting images, hear fragments of sound. Your thoughts take on a dreamlike quality. This is a natural transition, your body's way of shifting gears. Some researchers believe this twilight state is similar to lucid dreaming. You're aware of the experience, but not quite in your normal waking consciousness. It's a threshold space. Ancient meditation traditions have long worked with this state. They found that maintaining awareness through the transition into sleep required tremendous practice, but those who could do it reported fascinating experiences. In Tibetan Buddhism, there's a practice called dream yoga. The goal is to remain conscious through the entire sleep process, to be aware while dreaming, to use that awareness for spiritual development. But tonight, we're not trying to do anything. We're simply learning, letting information settle into your mind like snow falling on a quiet field. Each snowflake lands softly, accumulates slowly, transforms the landscape without effort. Your breathing has probably deepened by now. Your heart rate has slowed. Your body temperature has dropped slightly. All signs that sleep is approaching. These physiological changes happen automatically. You don't have to make them occur. Your autonomic nervous system handles everything. It knows exactly what to do. This is the same system that will guide you through your dreams tonight, whether you're aware of them or not, whether you remember them or not. Dreams have cycles within cycles. Even within a single REM period, dream intensity varies. Some moments are vivid and emotionally charged, others are vaguer, more abstract. The content shifts and flows. You might dream about something that happened today, a conversation, a moment of stress, your brain replaying it, examining it from different angles. This is part of emotional processing. Or you might dream about something completely random, a childhood memory surfacing for no apparent reason, a place you visited once years ago, the brain making its mysterious connections. Sometimes, dreams are clearly symbolic. Other times they seem utterly literal. There's no single rule for how dreams work, and that's okay. You don't need to interpret them. You don't need to understand them. They're doing their work, whether you analyze them or not. Just like your digestive system processes food without your conscious involvement, your dreaming mind processes experience without requiring your understanding. It's one of the beautiful things about being human. So many processes happen beyond our awareness, keeping us healthy, keeping us functioning, keeping us whole. Sleep itself is one of these mysterious processes. Science has learned much about it, but questions remain. Why do we need to sleep? The full answer still eludes us. We know it's restorative. We know it's essential for memory consolidation. We know it affects immune function, emotional regulation, and cognitive performance. But the deeper why remains partly mysterious. Perhaps that mystery is fitting. Sleep is, after all, a descent into the unknown. Every night, you release conscious control, You trust your body to continue breathing, your heart to keep beating, your brain to keep functioning. It's an act of faith, really, even if you never think of it that way. Tonight, as you drift towards sleep, you can rest in that trust. Your body knows what to do. It's been doing it your entire life. Every night, since before you were born, in fact. Even in the womb, fetuses show REM sleep patterns, dreaming before birth, practicing for a life of nights and days. It's woven into the fabric of human existence. This cycle of consciousness and unconsciousness, waking and sleeping, dreaming and forgetting. You're part of an ancient rhythm, shared by all humans who came before you, and all who will come after. Right now, across the world, millions of people are sleeping, dreaming, their minds creating private universes, their bodies resting, recovering. You're joining that vast, invisible community, connected by the simple act of closing your eyes and letting go. Your next breath can be a little deeper, a little slower, and the next one, even more so. There's nothing you need to do, nowhere you need to be. Just here, just now, just breathing. The story of dreams continues, but it can wait. It will still be here if you drift away. And if you're still listening, that's perfect too. Let's explore what happens in the brain during these dream states. Your brain is an extraordinary organ. 3 pounds of tissue, billions of neurons, trillions of connections. And somehow, from this physical structure, consciousness emerges. It's one of the great mysteries of science. How does awareness arise from biology? How do you experience the redness of red, the taste of chocolate, the feeling of joy? No one fully knows. But we do know that consciousness has different levels, different states. Waking consciousness is one, sleep is another, and dreaming is something else entirely. During dreams, you're conscious in a particular way. You have experiences. You feel emotions. You make decisions, even if they don't always make sense later. But certain aspects of waking consciousness are diminished. Critical thinking, for instance, the ability to notice inconsistencies, the sense of linear time. Neuroscientists have mapped some of these differences. During REM sleep, when most vivid dreams occur, the prefrontal cortex is less active. This is the part of your brain responsible for executive function, planning, logical analysis, reality testing. With this area quieter, your brain accepts the dream scenario without question. The visual cortex, however, is highly active, creating the imagery you see in dreams. The limbic system, your emotional center, is also engaged. This is why dreams often have strong emotional content: fear, joy, anxiety, love. Your brain is painting with emotions and images, but not checking the picture for logical consistency. This creates the characteristic surrealism of dreams. You might look at your hand and see 6 fingers, but in the dream, this doesn't seem strange. You accept it. Move on to the next moment. Or you might be in your childhood home, but it's also your workplace, both at once. Dream logic allows this contradiction without confusion. The boundaries between concepts become fluid. Identities shift, places transform. And you, the dreamer, flow along with these changes. Until, in a lucid dream, something shifts. That prefrontal cortex activates just enough. That reality testing function comes partially online. And suddenly, you notice, this is a dream. It's a remarkable moment. Your conscious awareness increases while you're still asleep, while the dream continues around you. Researchers can actually detect this shift. They use electroencephalography, EEG, measuring electrical activity in the brain. When someone becomes lucid in a dream, there are measurable changes, increased activity in the frontal regions, a pattern that looks more like waking consciousness, but still within the REM sleep structure. The dreamer is, in a sense, between states, not fully asleep in the usual unconscious way, not awake either, but in a hybrid state, aware within the dream. Some lucid dreamers have learned to signal from within the dream. They move their eyes in a predetermined pattern, left, right, left, right. Researchers watching the EEG can see these eye movements and know the person has become lucid. It's a form of communication from the dream world to the waking world. Think about that for a moment. Someone, asleep and dreaming, intentionally moving their eyes to send a message to scientists watching them sleep. It sounds like science fiction, but it's been documented many times. These studies have taught us much about the dream state. We know that time perception in dreams is roughly similar to waking time. Early researchers wondered if dreams happened in an instant, packed into a moment. But studies show that dream events take about as long as they would in waking life. If you dream of a 5-minute conversation, it takes approximately 5 minutes of sleep time. We know that certain skills can be practiced in lucid dreams. Athletes have used lucid dreaming to rehearse movements, musicians to practice pieces. The brain activates similar regions, whether you're doing something or vividly dreaming about doing it. We know that lucid dreamers can experience a sense of freedom, of possibility. The dream world responds to intention and imagination in ways the waking world cannot. You can fly. You can visit impossible places. You can have conversations with dream characters who say surprising things. But we're getting ahead of ourselves again. Let's stay with the science a moment longer. The neurotransmitters involved in sleep are fascinating. During waking hours, neurotransmitters like norepinephrine, serotonin, and histamine keep you alert. They maintain waking consciousness. As you prepare for sleep, these chemicals decrease. Other systems take over. GABA, an inhibitory neurotransmitter, increases. It quiets the nervous system, helps your brain shift from alert wakefulness to restful sleep. Adenosine accumulates throughout the day. It creates sleep pressure, that feeling of tiredness. When you finally sleep, adenosine levels decrease. Melatonin, triggered by darkness, signals to your body that it's time to rest. All these systems work together, creating the conditions for sleep, for dreams. During REM sleep, acetylcholine levels are high. This neurotransmitter is associated with learning and memory. It's part of why dreams feel so vivid and why REM sleep is important for memory consolidation. But serotonin and norepinephrine are at their lowest during REM. These are the chemicals that usually help you maintain logical, reality-based thinking. With them reduced, your dreams take on their characteristic strangeness. In a lucid dream, it's theorized that there's a partial reactivation of some waking state neurochemistry, just enough to restore that critical awareness, but not so much that you actually wake up. It's a delicate balance. Your body maintains it naturally. You don't have to manage these chemicals consciously. Your brain handles it all, shifting smoothly between states throughout the night. Right now, as you listen to these words, your own neurochemistry is shifting, preparing you for sleep. Adenosine signaling tiredness, melatonin supporting the transition, GABA quieting your nervous system. You might feel it, a heaviness in your limbs, a softness in your mind. This is your body's wisdom. It knows what comes next, and you can trust it completely. There's something profound about this. Your conscious mind, the part of you that makes plans and solves problems and worries about things, is just a small part of the whole system. Beneath it, ancient processes are unfolding. Processes that kept your ancestors alive through countless generations. Processes that will carry you safely through this night. Sleep is not an absence of consciousness, really. It's a different kind of presence, a different mode of being. Your awareness doesn't cease, it transforms. In deep sleep, you're not aware of dreams, but you're not absent either. There's a kind of restful presence. Your brain is actively working, consolidating memories, clearing metabolic waste through the glymphatic system. Think of it like a city at night. The shops close, the streets quiet, but essential services continue. Maintenance happens, cleaning, repair work. Your brain does the same during deep sleep. Then, as REM periods arrive, a different kind of activity begins. The dream consciousness emerges, creating its strange narratives, processing emotions, making unexpected connections. Some researchers believe dreams serve a problem-solving function. your brain working on challenges from a different angle, without the constraints of logical, linear thinking. How many times have you gone to sleep troubled by something and woken with a solution, or at least a new perspective? This is the creative work of dreams. Whether lucid or not, dreams offer a space where the mind can explore freely, unbound by physical limitations, unbound by social conventions, unbound by normal logic. In this space, anything is possible. A lucid dream simply adds one element: awareness, the knowledge that you're dreaming, that this space is yours to explore. But again, we're moving ahead. There's more foundation to lay first. Let's talk about the different types of consciousness that humans can experience. Consciousness is not a simple on-off switch. It's more like a spectrum, a range of states. At one end, you have alert, focused, waking consciousness, the state you're in when you're solving a complex problem or having an important conversation. At the other end, you have deep, dreamless sleep, the restorative state where conscious awareness seems to fade almost completely. And between these poles, many gradations. There's the relaxed wakefulness you feel while watching waves at the beach, present but not intensely focused. There's the drowsy state, as you first lie down for sleep, thoughts becoming less linear, the edges of consciousness softening. There's the moment of falling asleep itself, that transition that's so hard to catch. You're awake, and then suddenly you're not, and there's no clear boundary. There's the hypnagogic state we mentioned earlier, that threshold between waking and sleeping where strange images might appear. There's light sleep, stage 1 and 2, where sounds might still rouse you easily, where your awareness is dimmed but not entirely gone. There's deep sleep, stage 3, where your consciousness seems to disappear into darkness. No dreams you'll remember, just restorative absence. And there's REM sleep, where dreams unfold in vivid detail, where you're conscious of the dream experience, but not usually aware that it's a dream. Each of these states has its own quality, its own form of awareness. Lucid dreaming adds another state to this spectrum. It's like REM sleep, but with an extra layer of awareness. You're dreaming, and you know you're dreaming. Some practitioners describe it as being more conscious in the dream than they usually are while awake. Hyperlucid, some call it. Others describe varying levels of lucidity. Sometimes you might just barely realize you're dreaming. Other times, you might be fully, clearly aware, making conscious decisions, exploring intentionally. The spectrum of lucidity itself has gradations. This is true for waking consciousness too, if you think about it. You've probably had moments where you're going through the motions of a task without really being present, driving somewhere, and suddenly realizing you don't remember the last 5 miles. This is sometimes called autopilot. Your consciousness is elsewhere, while your body performs familiar actions. The opposite might be a moment of intense presence, fully absorbed in something, time seeming to disappear. This is what psychologists call flow state. Same person, same day, but very different levels of conscious awareness. Meditation practices work with this spectrum. They train the ability to maintain clear, sustained awareness, to notice when attention wanders, to gently return to presence. Some meditation traditions explicitly work with sleep and dreams. They practice maintaining awareness through the transition into sleep, through dreams, even through deep, dreamless sleep. In Tibetan Buddhism, this is considered an advanced practice. Dream yoga, as mentioned earlier. The idea is that if you can maintain awareness through all states of consciousness, you develop a deeper understanding of the nature of mind itself. But these practices take years of training. They're not necessary for lucid dreaming. Many people have spontaneous lucid dreams without any practice at all. You might have had one yourself, perhaps when you were young. Many children have lucid dreams naturally. There's a particular type of dream that often triggers lucidity, the nightmare. When a dream becomes frightening enough, sometimes the fear itself jolts your awareness awake within the dream. You realize, this isn't real, it's a dream. And often, the moment you realize this, the nightmare loses its power. You know you're safe. You can't actually be harmed in a dream. This is one of the therapeutic applications of lucid dreaming. People who suffer from recurring nightmares can learn to become lucid during them, to recognize the dream state, to change the dream, or simply wake themselves up. It offers a sense of control, of agency, in a situation where they previously felt helpless. The research on this is promising. Studies have shown that lucid dream training can reduce nightmare frequency and intensity in people with PTSD, for instance. The awareness itself is healing. The knowledge that you're not actually in danger, that you're safe in your bed, dreaming. But we're here tonight not for nightmare therapy. We're here to rest, to learn gently, to let sleep come naturally. So let's return to the peaceful aspects of consciousness and dreaming. There's a quality of wonder that can arise in lucid dreams. When you become aware in a dream, you're experiencing something remarkable. You're conscious in a space created entirely by your own mind. Everything you see, hear, feel in the dream is generated by your brain. The dream characters you meet, the landscapes you explore, the logic that governs the dream world. It's all you, all your creativity, your imagination made visible. Some lucid dreamers describe this realization as profound, even spiritual. You're experiencing your own consciousness, creating reality in real time. It can change how you think about waking reality too. If your mind can create such convincing experiences in dreams, what does that say about how you experience the waking world? Your brain is always constructing your experience, always interpreting, creating your sense of reality from sensory input and memory and expectation. The dream just makes this process more obvious. But these are deep philosophical waters, and philosophy is not conducive to sleep, usually. So let's step back to simpler observations. Consciousness is mysterious. It's flexible. It changes throughout the day and night, and sometimes, in dreams, you can become aware of the dream while it's happening. That's lucid dreaming. Simple as that. Not mystical, necessarily. Not supernatural. Just a particular state of awareness during sleep. Your body is deeply relaxed now, most likely. Your breathing slow and steady. Your thoughts drifting. This is exactly right. As we move forward, we'll explore the history of lucid dreaming, the techniques people use, the experiences people report. But none of it requires your focused attention. Just let the words wash over you. Let them blend with your own drifting thoughts. Let them carry you towards sleep. Your consciousness is shifting states right now, moving along that spectrum from alert wakefulness toward the gentler modes of awareness. You might notice thoughts becoming less linear, more associative. One thing reminds you of another, reminds you of something else. This is the hypnagogic state approaching. Welcome it. You might see fleeting images behind your closed eyes, colors, patterns, brief scenes that don't quite make sense. This is your visual cortex beginning its nighttime activity. The same system that will create dreams later is warming up now. Your muscles are relaxing, starting with your feet perhaps, that heavy feeling spreading upward through your legs, your torso, your arms. Even your face softens. Your jaw unclenches. Your eyelids grow heavier. All of this is happening naturally, your body's wisdom guiding the way. The conscious awareness that lets you follow these words is just one small part of you. Beneath it, vast processes are unfolding, preparing you for sleep, for dreams, for rest. You don't need to manage any of it. You don't need to try to sleep. Trying keeps you awake. Instead, just notice, just observe, just rest in this moment. Your next breath can be a little deeper, a little slower, and the next one even more so. There's a rhythm to it, in and out, like waves on a shore. Each wave carrying you a little farther from the shore of waking, a little closer to the ocean of sleep. And if you drift away now, that's perfect. The exploration of lucid dreaming will continue, but it will continue without needing your attention. Sleep is more important than knowledge. Rest is more important than understanding. You can trust yourself to sleep, to dream, to wake refreshed, whether you remember any of this or not. Humans have known about lucid dreaming for a very long time, much longer than modern science has existed, much longer than we've had the ability to measure brainwaves or study REM sleep. Ancient texts describe the phenomenon. Various cultures developed practices around it. It was considered significant, worth cultivating, worth exploring. Let's take a journey through history. A gentle journey. Nothing too stimulating. Just stories of how humans have understood this experience across time. In ancient Greece, Aristotle wrote about dreams. In his work on dreams, he describes a phenomenon where the sleeper might recognize that they're dreaming while the dream is happening. He didn't call it lucid dreaming, of course. That term wouldn't be coined until much later, but he clearly understood the experience. The Stoic philosophers also discussed this. They saw it as related to their broader philosophy of maintaining awareness and reason in all circumstances. For them, becoming aware in a dream was an extension of their practice of mindful living. Even in sleep, the rational mind could awaken. But we're going back further than Greece, much further. The oldest known written reference to lucid dreaming may be in the Upanishads, ancient Hindu texts dating back thousands of years. These texts describe the nature of consciousness. They talk about different states of awareness: waking, dreaming, deep sleep, and a fourth state called turiya, pure consciousness. In discussing dreams, the texts mention the possibility of knowing you're dreaming while the dream occurs. They frame it as a practice for understanding the nature of mind and reality. Similarly, in Buddhism, dream awareness has been discussed for centuries. Tibetan Buddhism developed elaborate practices around it. The goal was to maintain continuity of consciousness throughout the entire cycle of waking, dreaming, and deep sleep. Why? Because they believed that consciousness at death is similar to consciousness during sleep. If you can navigate dreams with awareness, you might be better prepared for the transition after death. It's a profound idea, regardless of your spiritual beliefs, that the practice of awareness in dreams might help with the ultimate transition we all face. But again, we're here to rest, not to contemplate mortality. Let's move to a less weighty example. In Chinese philosophy, the Taoist text, Liezi, written sometime in the 4th century BCE, contains a story about a man who realizes he's dreaming and begins to control his dreams. The story uses this as a metaphor for understanding reality, for questioning what is real and what is illusion. This is a common theme in Eastern philosophy. Dreams become a tool for exploring consciousness itself. In the West, the development of scientific interest in lucid dreaming came much later. The term lucid dreaming was coined in 1913 by Dutch psychiatrist Frederik van Eeden. He kept detailed records of his own lucid dreams, hundreds of them over the course of years. He chose the word lucid to mean clear, transparent, aware. It doesn't mean the dreams are brighter or more vivid necessarily. It means the dreamer has clarity, knows they're dreaming. Van Eeden distinguished between ordinary dreams and lucid dreams in his records. He noted that lucid dreams had a particular quality, a sense of control, of presence. But even after Van Eeden named the phenomenon, mainstream science didn't pay much attention. Many scientists were skeptical. How could you prove someone was aware in a dream? People could claim anything when they woke up. Memory is unreliable. Maybe they were just dreaming that they were aware, but weren't actually aware. It was a philosophical problem as much as a scientific one. The breakthrough came in the 1,970 seconds and 1,980 seconds. Researchers realized that if dreamers could signal from within the dream using eye movements, it would prove lucid dreaming was real. The dreamer's body is paralyzed during REM sleep, but the eyes move freely. If a lucid dreamer moved their eyes in a pre-arranged pattern, researchers could see it on the equipment. Stephen LaBerge, a psychologist at Stanford, did pioneering work on this. He was himself a lucid dreamer and had been since childhood. He designed experiments to prove that lucid dreaming was a real, measurable phenomenon. In his studies, participants were fitted with EEG electrodes and eye movement monitors. They were trained to become lucid in dreams and, once lucid, to move their eyes left, right in a specific pattern. When participants successfully signaled, it confirmed they were aware in the dream. They knew they were dreaming. They remembered the plan. They executed the signal. This evidence convinced skeptics. Lucid dreaming was real, measurable, scientific. Since then, research has expanded. We now know quite a bit about the brain states involved, about the prevalence of lucid dreaming in the population, about methods that might increase the likelihood of having lucid dreams. But long before any of this science, people were having these experiences, talking about them, writing about them. In medieval Europe, Christian mystics sometimes described dreams where they maintained awareness, where they could reflect on the dream content even while dreaming. They often interpreted these dreams as visions, as communications from the divine. Whether you see them that way or not, they were describing lucid dream experiences. Indigenous cultures around the world have dream practices too. The Senoe people of Malaysia have a tradition of discussing dreams every morning. They teach children to become aware in dreams, to face fears, to transform nightmares. Anthropologists debate exactly how much the Senoe actually practiced lucid dreaming versus how much was romanticized by Western observers. But the reports suggest a culture that took dreams very seriously and cultivated awareness within them. Australian Aboriginal cultures have the concept of the dream time, the dreaming. It's a complex cosmology that sees dreaming as a space where past, present, and future exist together, where the spiritual and physical worlds connect. Again, whether this involves lucid dreaming, as we understand it scientifically, is debated. But it shows how deeply humans have engaged with dreams as meaningful, significant experiences. Native American traditions often include vision quests. These aren't quite the same as lucid dreaming. They involve fasting and isolation to induce powerful dreams or visions. But they share the idea that altered states of consciousness can be intentionally sought. That dreams and visions hold wisdom. Across cultures, across continents, across millennia, humans have paid attention to dreams. We've wondered about them, tried to understand them, developed practices around them. Lucid dreaming is part of this larger human relationship with the dream world. It's not a New Age invention. It's not a modern fad. It's an ancient human experience, only recently studied scientifically. You're part of this long lineage tonight. As you drift towards sleep, as you dream, whether lucidly or not, you're participating in something humans have done since we first evolved the capacity for self-reflection. Every night, we close our eyes. We release control. We enter the dream world. And sometimes, we wake up within it. We recognize it for what it is. We become lucid. It's a remarkable capacity. Part of what makes human consciousness so fascinating. But tonight, whether you dream lucidly or not, doesn't matter. What matters is that you rest, that you sleep, that you wake tomorrow, refreshed. The stories of lucid dreaming through history are here if you want them. But they're not required. They're just gentle companions for your journey towards sleep. Your breathing has probably deepened further by now. Your body heavy and warm under the blankets. The historical journey continues, but let your attention drift if it wants to. There's no need to hold on. No need to follow every word. Just rest. Just breathe. Just be. What does a lucid dream actually feel like? This is a question that's hard to answer fully. Because like all conscious experiences, lucid dreams are subjective, personal, unique to each individual. But there are common elements, patterns that many lucid dreamers report. Let's explore them gently, without pressure, just descriptions, just possibilities. Many people describe the moment of becoming lucid as a sudden shift, like waking up, but without leaving the dream. The dream continues around them, but their awareness changes. Clarity increases. The dream might become more vivid, more detailed. Colors might seem brighter, sensations more distinct. Though some people report the opposite, that the dream stays the same, but their perception of it changes. They simply know, suddenly, that they're dreaming. Often there's a moment of excitement. I'm dreaming. I'm actually aware in a dream. This realization can be thrilling, but that excitement can be a problem. Too much excitement, too much emotional arousal, and you might wake up. The dream dissolves. You find yourself in bed, awake, perhaps frustrated at losing the lucid state. Experienced lucid dreamers learn to stay calm, to maintain the lucid state by keeping emotions balanced, not too excited, not too engaged, just aware and present. It's a delicate balance. Some describe it like walking a tightrope. Too much awareness and you wake up. Too little and you slip back into the ordinary dream state, losing lucidity. The optimal state is a kind of relaxed attention, present but not trying too hard. This might sound familiar. It's similar to the state we're cultivating right now, as you drift towards sleep, aware but not forcing, present but not straining, just here, just now. In a lucid dream, you have various levels of control. Some people can control everything. They can fly at will, change the scenery, summon specific people or objects. Others find they have less control. They're aware they're dreaming, but the dream has its own momentum, its own logic. They can make suggestions, but the dream doesn't always comply. It's like being a director in a film where the actors are improvising. You have some influence, but not total control. Many lucid dreamers report that dream characters seem to have their own agency. You might tell yourself, "This is my dream, I'm creating this." But the dream characters say surprising things, act in unexpected ways. It raises interesting questions about the nature of mind. Are these characters really separate? Or are they all parts of you, expressing themselves in autonomous seeming ways? No one knows for sure. But it's fascinating to experience. Flying is a common activity in lucid dreams. Many people, once they realize they're dreaming, decide to fly. Why flying? Perhaps because it's impossible in waking life. It's the quintessential dream experience. Effortless movement through space. Freedom from gravity. The sensation varies from person to person. Some describe it as swimming through air, others as willing themselves upward and simply going. Still others use techniques like Superman-style flight, arms forward. The dream responds to expectation. If you expect flying to be difficult, it might be. If you expect it to be easy, it often is. This is a general principle in lucid dreams. Expectation shapes experience. Your beliefs about what's possible influence what actually happens in the dream. If you believe you can walk through walls, you probably can. If you doubt it, you might encounter resistance. The dream is responsive to your mind. Because it is your mind, you're both the dreamer and the dream. Some lucid dreamers use this to practice skills. Athletes rehearse movements. Musicians practice instruments. Public speakers give presentations. The brain doesn't entirely distinguish between vividly imagined experience and actual experience. Neural pathways can be strengthened through dream practice. Though this doesn't replace actual practice, of course. It's a supplement, an additional training ground. Others use lucid dreams for problem solving. They'll bring a question into the dream and see what emerges. Sometimes dream logic offers unexpected solutions. Still others use lucid dreams simply for adventure, for experiences impossible in waking life, visiting fantastical landscapes, having conversations with historical figures, exploring outer space. The dream world offers unlimited possibilities, unconstrained by physical laws, by social norms, by practical considerations. It's a space of pure imagination made seemingly real. Some people have more profound experiences in lucid dreams, spiritual or transcendent moments. They might encounter what feels like a deeper self, a wise figure who offers guidance, an experience of unity or peace that feels significant beyond the dream itself. Others meet deceased loved ones in lucid dreams. The experience can feel very real, very comforting. Even if they know it's just a dream, the emotional impact is genuine. These experiences can be meaningful, healing, even life-changing for some people. But not everyone has these profound experiences. Many lucid dreams are simply fun, or curious, or strange. You might become lucid, fly around for a bit, and then wake up. That's perfectly valid too. There's no right way to lucid dream, no goal you must achieve. It's simply an experience you can have if you're interested. And tonight, you don't need to have any particular experience. You just need to sleep, to rest, to dream whatever dreams come naturally. Your body is very relaxed now, heavy, warm, comfortable. Your mind is drifting, thoughts coming and going like clouds across the sky. You don't need to hold on to any of this information. It's here if you want it, but it's fine to let it go, to slip away into sleep. The description of lucid dreams continues, but your attention can fade, can soften, can release. There's a quality of timelessness in dreams, both lucid and non-lucid. Time doesn't work the same way. A dream that feels like hours might only be minutes, or sometimes the opposite. A brief dream feels longer when you remember it. In lucid dreams, this can be even more pronounced. Some lucid dreamers report experiences that felt extremely long. Dream weeks, dream months, even dream years. Though in reality, they might have only been asleep for a normal amount of time. The brain's timekeeping mechanisms work differently in dreams. The part of your brain that usually tracks linear time is less active, so dream time becomes fluid, elastic, mysterious. This is part of why dreams are so hard to describe. The rules are different, the logic is different. Language, which evolved for describing waking reality, struggles with dream reality. You can say, "I flew over a city made of crystal," while my childhood dog, who was also my teacher, explained quantum physics. And that sentence uses words correctly, but it doesn't quite capture the dream experience, how it felt, how it made sense at the time. Dreams have their own coherence, a dream coherence that doesn't translate perfectly to waking understanding. Lucid dreams are slightly more translatable, perhaps, because part of your waking mind is present. Part of you is thinking in more familiar patterns. But even lucid dreams have elements that are pure dream logic, pure imagination operating by its own rules. And that's beautiful, really, that your mind can create these alternate spaces, these alternate ways of being. Every night, you have this capacity. Whether you remember your dreams or not, whether you become lucid or not, your creative mind is always there, always generating, always exploring. Right now, as you rest, that creative mind is preparing for tonight's dreams, for tonight's journeys. Trust it. Trust yourself. Trust the process. You don't need to understand everything. You don't need to remember everything. You just need to rest. Just breathe. Just sleep. The practice of reality testing during waking hours can increase lucid dream frequency. Throughout the day, ask yourself, am I dreaming? Look for inconsistencies. Check details. Read text twice. See if it changes. Do simple physics tests. Can you float? Pass your finger through your palm. These tests become habits. Then you perform them in dreams. And sometimes you realize you're dreaming. This is how waking awareness bleeds into sleep, how you cultivate lucidity. Now we come to the practical question. If someone wants to have lucid dreams, how do they increase the chances? But before we explore techniques, an important reminder: you don't need to do any of this. You don't need to try. You're here to sleep, not to practice lucid dreaming. These techniques are simply information, simply knowledge. Take what interests you, ignore the rest. And above all, don't let the information prevent you from sleeping. Sleep is more important than lucid dreaming. Rest is the priority. With that said, let's explore gently. The most fundamental practice for lucid dreaming is what's called reality testing. This is something you do during the day while awake. The idea is simple. Throughout the day you pause and ask yourself, am I dreaming? Then you test reality in some way. You might try to push your finger through your palm. In waking life, it won't go through. In a dream, it might. Or you might look at text, look away, then look back. In waking life, text stays stable. In dreams, text often changes when you look away and back. Or you simply pause and really look around, notice details, check if everything makes sense. Supplements like galantamine or vitamin B6 are sometimes used to increase dream vividness or lucid dream frequency. They work by affecting neurotransmitter systems involved in REM sleep. But they're not necessary, not recommended for everyone, and they come with side effects and risks. Natural methods, adequate sleep, relaxation, awareness practices. These are safer and often equally effective. The reason for doing this while awake is that habits carry over into dreams. If you regularly question reality while awake, you might do it in a dream. And when you do, you might realize, wait, this is a dream. That finger is going through my palm. That text is changing. This doesn't make sense. And boom, lucidity. But this requires consistent practice, doing reality checks many times throughout the day, building the habit. Another technique is keeping a dream journal. Every morning, as soon as you wake, you write down whatever you remember from your dreams. Even if you don't remember much, even if it's just fragments, you write it down. This practice does several things. It improves dream recall. It makes you more aware of your dreams. It helps you notice patterns. And when you start noticing patterns in your dreams, you can use those as triggers for lucidity. Maybe you often dream about being in school. If you recognize this pattern, you can set an intention. Next time I'm in school, I'll realize I'm dreaming. With enough dream awareness, this intention might actually work. You'll find yourself in school in a dream and think, wait, I graduated years ago. This must be a dream. The phenomenon of shared dreaming, multiple people dreaming the same dream, is reported but not scientifically verified. While dreams certainly can have common themes due to shared experiences or concerns, the idea of telepathic dream sharing remains unproven. Intriguing but speculative. What is proven is that talking about dreams, sharing them, can create connection, understanding, intimacy between people. Intention setting is itself a technique. Before going to sleep, you firmly intend to become lucid. You tell yourself, tonight I will realize I'm dreaming. Some people find this works. The intention carries into the dream state. At some point in the night, they become aware. Others find it doesn't work alone, but combined with other techniques, it helps. There's a technique called MILD, mnemonic induction of lucid dreams, developed by Stephen LaBerge, the researcher we mentioned earlier. The basic process. You wake up after a dream, you recall the dream, then you imagine yourself back in the dream, but this time noticing it's a dream. You become lucid in the imagined version. While doing this, you repeat a phrase. Next time I'm dreaming, I'll remember I'm dreaming. You do this until you fall back asleep. The intention and the mental rehearsal combine to increase the chances of lucidity. Another technique is WILD, wake-initiated lucid dream. This is more advanced, more challenging. The idea is to maintain awareness as you fall asleep, to not lose consciousness in the transition, to stay aware all the way into the dream state. Most people lose awareness as they fall asleep. That's normal. That's what sleep is, usually. Dream yoga in Tibetan Buddhism is an advanced practice. The goal is to recognize the dream state, remain lucid throughout, even transform into deep, dreamless sleep while maintaining awareness. Practitioners train for years, decades. The practice is seen as preparation for death, where a similar transition occurs. Consciousness, navigating through dissolution. The dream practice is training for that ultimate transition. But with practice, some people can remain aware. They feel their body falling asleep. They experience the hypnagogic state consciously, and they enter the dream directly, already lucid. It's a remarkable experience, but difficult to achieve. It requires a particular kind of relaxed attention. You can't try too hard, or you won't fall asleep. But you can't relax too much or you'll lose awareness. It's that tightrope again, that delicate balance. Most beginners find mild or reality testing easier starting points. There's also the idea of dream signs. These are elements that commonly appear in your dreams but don't occur in waking life, or they occur differently. By keeping a dream journal, you can identify your personal dream signs. Then, you can use them as triggers. For example, if you often dream that you can breathe underwater, you can set an intention. If I ever breathe underwater, I'll know I'm dreaming. The next time it happens in a dream, there's a chance you'll become lucid. Some people report that certain supplements affect their dreams, vitamin B6 for instance, or galantamine, a supplement sometimes used for cognitive enhancement. But we won't go deep into this, because tonight is about sleep, not supplementation, and substances affect everyone differently. The role of dreams in creativity cannot be overstated. Musicians dream melodies, writers dream stories, artists dream images, scientists dream solutions. The creative unconscious is most active during sleep, free from conscious censorship, free to explore without constraint, to combine elements in novel ways, to discover possibilities that waking logic wouldn't permit. This is why creative people often protect their sleep, regard it as sacred, essential to their work. If you're interested in exploring supplements for lucid dreaming, research carefully. Talk to a healthcare provider. Be cautious. For most people, the natural techniques work fine. Reality testing, dream journaling, intention setting. These cost nothing and have no side effects beyond possibly more awareness of your dreams. Another approach is to wake up after several hours of sleep. Stay awake briefly, then go back to sleep. This is sometimes called the wake back to bed technique. The idea is that you're more likely to enter REM sleep directly after waking in the middle of the night, and REM sleep is when vivid, memorable dreams occur. By waking yourself after about 4 to 6 hours of sleep, staying awake for 20 to 30 minutes, then going back to bed with the intention to lucid dream, you increase your chances. But again, this is advanced, and it interrupts sleep, which might not be worth it for everyone. Sleep quality matters more than lucid dreaming, really. There's also meditation practice. Regular meditation, especially mindfulness meditation, seems to correlate with increased lucid dreaming. This makes sense. Meditation trains awareness. It strengthens the ability to notice your current state. These same skills transfer to dreams. If you're already practiced at noticing your thoughts and sensations while awake, you're more likely to notice the dream state when it's happening. Some ancient cultures believed dreams were more real than waking life. That waking was the illusion and dreams the truth. This inverts our usual perspective, but it highlights something important, that both states are real experiences. Both are consciousness manifesting. Both have validity. Neither is more ultimately real than the other. They're just different modes, different ways of being conscious. But meditation is a long-term practice, not a quick technique for tonight. Some lucid dreamers use technology. There are devices that detect REM sleep and give gentle cues, a soft sound, a light, something noticeable in the dream, but not enough to wake you. The idea is that the cue enters the dream. You hear a sound in the dream, and it reminds you to check. Am I dreaming? Studies on these devices show mixed results. They can work, but they're not magic. They still require the dreamer to have some baseline practice. Ultimately, all these techniques share a common thread. They're ways of building awareness, of training attention, of creating bridges between waking consciousness and dream consciousness. But none of them are necessary tonight. Tonight, you simply rest, simply sleep, simply dream naturally. If you have a lucid dream spontaneously, wonderful. If not, that's fine too. The techniques are here if you ever want to explore them, but they're not required, not urgent, not important right now. What's important right now is that your body is relaxed, your breathing is slow, your mind is drifting. You've probably released the need to follow every word by now. You're floating between sleep and waking. The phenomenon of false awakenings is particularly interesting in lucid dreaming research. You dream that you've woken up. You get out of bed in the dream, start your morning routine. Everything seems completely normal. Then, something tips you off. Some impossibility, some inconsistency, and you realize you're still dreaming. These layered dreams reveal how convincing our brain simulations can be, how difficult it sometimes is to distinguish dream from reality. That's perfect. That's exactly right. Let yourself drift further. There's nothing to hold on to, nothing to achieve. Just rest, just peace, just sleep. There's a delicate balance in lucid dream practice. Too much effort creates tension that prevents sleep. Too little intention means lucidity rarely arises. The middle path involves setting a clear intention, then releasing it completely, trusting your unconscious to respond when ready. Some practitioners use affirmations, simple statements repeated before sleep. I will know I'm dreaming, or I recognize dreams as dreams. The repetition plants seeds in the unconscious, not commanding, just gently suggesting possibilities. Visualization can support this, imagining yourself becoming lucid, picturing the moment of recognition, feeling what it would be like to realize you're dreaming. This mental rehearsal creates neural pathways, increases the likelihood of the actual experience. But again, none of this is urgent tonight. These techniques exist for those curious to explore them. For now, your only task is rest, comfort, allowing sleep to arrive naturally. Your body is so deeply relaxed now, sinking into the mattress, held and supported, safe and comfortable. Nothing required of you, nothing to achieve, just this peaceful resting. Philosophers have long pondered the dream argument. How do you know you're not dreaming right now? In dreams, you believe you're awake, feel certain of it, until you wake and realize it was a dream. So what guarantees your current experience isn't also a dream? There's no logical proof, just consensus reality, stability, intersubjectivity. But the philosophical question remains, what is the ultimate nature of reality? Memory consolidation during sleep is one of neuroscience's most fascinating discoveries. For decades, scientists knew sleep was important for memory. But only recently have we understood the mechanisms, the specific processes that transform fragile short-term memories into stable long-term ones. During slow-wave sleep, your hippocampus replays the day's experiences, not in real time, in compressed, high-speed bursts. These neural replay events happen hundreds of times per night. Each replay strengthens the memory trace, makes it more durable, more resistant to forgetting. The prefrontal cortex receives these replays, integrates them with existing knowledge, creates connections, builds networks. This is why sleep helps you see relationships between ideas that seemed unrelated during the day. Your sleeping brain is finding patterns, making links, building understanding. Emotional memories undergo special processing. The amygdala, your emotional center, is highly active during REM sleep. It's strengthening emotionally significant memories while allowing the emotional intensity to fade. This is healthy adaptation. You remember what happened without being overwhelmed by how it felt. Studies of people with PTSD show this process can malfunction. Their nightmares replay trauma without processing it, without reducing the emotional charge. This is one reason trauma therapy often focuses on sleep, on helping the natural healing processes work correctly. Procedural memories, skills, and habits consolidate differently. The motor cortex and cerebellum are active during sleep, practicing the movements you learned, strengthening neural pathways. This is why musicians often improve overnight. Why athletes benefit from sleep before competition. Even cognitive skills benefit from sleep. Problem-solving abilities increase after sleep. Creativity flourishes. The sleeping brain tries different approaches, tests novel solutions, makes connections that waking consciousness wouldn't consider. The famous cases of discoveries made in dreams aren't accidents. They're the result of intensive preparation followed by sleep. The conscious mind works on a problem intensely, then releases it during sleep, and the unconscious continues working, often finding solutions the conscious mind couldn't reach. Dmitry Mendeleev claimed the periodic table came to him in a dream. After years of struggling with how to organize the elements, Otto Loewi dreamed the experiment that proved chemical neurotransmission. After pondering the question for years, the preparation is essential, but the dream provides the breakthrough. Some lucid dreamers report encountering what feel like autonomous beings in their dreams, characters who seem to have independent existence, who say surprising things, who behave in unexpected ways. Are these genuinely separate entities, or sophisticated simulations created by the unconscious mind? Science suggests the latter, but the phenomenology is fascinating either way. The dream creates experiences that feel genuinely other, genuinely surprising to the dreamer. Your dreams tonight will include this memory work. You won't be aware of it, won't remember the processing, but it will happen, strengthening important memories, weakening irrelevant ones, making connections, building understanding, all while you sleep. Dreams play a fascinating role in memory consolidation. Throughout the day, you accumulate experiences, millions of sensory inputs, countless interactions. Your brain couldn't possibly store everything. It would overwhelm the system. So during sleep, particularly during REM periods, your brain sorts through the day's experiences, deciding what to keep and what to discard. Important memories get strengthened, transferred to long-term storage. Irrelevant details fade away. This process doesn't just preserve memories unchanged. It actually reorganizes them, links them with related memories from your past, creates new associations. This is why you might dream about work using imagery from childhood. Your brain is connecting different memory systems. Studies have shown that people who sleep after learning something remember it better than those who stay awake. Sleep actively improves memory, not just preserves it. The dreaming brain is making those memories more accessible, more usable. Your emotional memories particularly benefit from REM sleep. Traumatic or stressful experiences get processed during dreams. The emotional intensity often diminishes, while the memory itself remains. This allows you to remember what happened without being overwhelmed by the original emotion. This emotional regulation through dreams is crucial for mental health. Without adequate REM sleep, emotional memories stay raw, unprocessed. This is why sleep deprivation often leads to emotional volatility, increased anxiety, mood problems. Tonight, as you dream, your brain will be doing this work, processing today's experiences, integrating them with existing knowledge, creating a coherent narrative of your life, all happening automatically. Below the threshold of conscious awareness, the hippocampus, your brain's memory center, replays experiences during sleep, but not exactly as they occurred, in compressed, abstracted form, taking the essential pattern, the core meaning, and storing that rather than every specific detail. This abstraction is actually more useful than perfect recall. It allows you to recognize similar situations in the future, to apply past learning to new contexts. If you only remembered specifics, you couldn't generalize, couldn't learn broader patterns. The clarity of lucid dreams varies tremendously. Sometimes you have full waking level clarity, can think logically, remember waking life completely, make deliberate choices about what to do in the dream. Other times, lucidity is partial. You know you're dreaming, but thinking is fuzzy, memory incomplete, agency limited. This spectrum of lucidity shows how gradual the boundary between states can be. So forgetting is actually adaptive, necessary. Your brain clears out the clutter, keeps what matters, releases what doesn't. This happens most efficiently during sleep, while you're not consciously interfering with the process. Some memories from today will still be accessible tomorrow. Others will have faded. This isn't failure. It's your brain's wisdom. It knows what you need to remember, what will serve you going forward. Trust this process. Trust your brain's ability to sort and organize. You don't need to try to remember everything. Don't need to hold on to every detail. Your unconscious knows what to keep. The biology of sleep extends far beyond the brain. Every organ system is affected. Every cell responds to the sleep-wake cycle. This is fundamental physiology, as basic as breathing or circulation. Your cardiovascular system undergoes dramatic changes during sleep. Blood pressure drops by 10–20%. This is called nocturnal dipping. People who don't show this pattern have increased risk of heart disease, stroke, cardiovascular events. The heart needs this nightly rest period. Heart rate variability increases during sleep. This is a sign of healthy autonomic function, of parasympathetic dominance. The heart's rhythm becomes more flexible, more responsive. This is actually a marker of cardiovascular health. Your kidneys reduce their filtration rate during sleep, produce less urine. This is why you can sleep through the night without needing the bathroom. Your body conserving fluid, reducing the need to wake, allowing uninterrupted rest. The endocrine system undergoes major shifts. Growth hormone, crucial for tissue repair, peaks during deep sleep. Cortisol, the stress hormone, drops to its lowest levels, then begins rising again before dawn, preparing you for waking, for the day ahead. Testosterone in men shows a circadian rhythm, peaking in the morning, lowest in evening. This rhythm requires adequate sleep to maintain. Sleep deprivation disrupts testosterone production, affects everything from muscle growth to mood to libido. Dream control, the ability to manipulate dream content, is possible in lucid dreams, but it's not always easy. The dream environment often resists control or responds in unexpected ways. You try to fly but can't get off the ground. You try to conjure an object, but something else appears. This resistance isn't necessarily problematic. Some lucid dreamers find more value in observing than controlling, in being present with whatever arises, rather than trying to direct it. Leptin and ghrelin, hormones that regulate appetite, are sleep-dependent. Leptin signals fullness, ghrelin signals hunger. Sleep deprivation decreases leptin and increases ghrelin. This is why tired people overeat. Why chronic sleep loss contributes to obesity. Your immune system becomes most active during sleep. T cells peak at night. Cytokine production increases. This is when your body fights infection most effectively. Why you need extra sleep when sick. Why sleep deprivation makes you vulnerable to illness. The glymphatic system, discovered only recently, is remarkably active during sleep. This network of channels surrounding blood vessels allows cerebrospinal fluid to flush through brain tissue, clearing away metabolic waste, toxic proteins, cellular debris. The interstitial space, the gaps between cells, expands during sleep by as much as 60% in some brain regions. This allows more efficient waste clearance, more thorough cleaning. This is crucial for brain health, for preventing neurodegeneration. Beta amyloid, the protein that accumulates in Alzheimer's disease, is cleared by the glymphatic system. This happens primarily during sleep. People who don't get adequate sleep show increased beta amyloid, increased risk of cognitive decline. Sleep isn't just important for brain function, it's essential for brain structure, for long-term brain health. Your skin undergoes repair during sleep. Collagen production increases. Cell division peaks between 11 p.m. and 4 a.m. This is why sleep deprivation ages your appearance. Why chronic insomnia shows on your face. Your skin literally needs sleep to maintain itself. Muscle protein synthesis increases during sleep, particularly during deep sleep, when growth hormone peaks. Athletes know this. They prioritize sleep as much as training, because muscles grow and strengthen during rest, not during exercise. Even your gut microbiome has a circadian rhythm. The bacteria in your intestines cycle through different activities, different metabolic states, depending on time of day, and this rhythm depends on regular sleep-wake patterns. Disrupted sleep disrupts your microbiome, affects digestion, immunity, even mood. Your body is an incredible biological system. Right now, while you rest, thousands of processes are unfolding, cells dividing, proteins synthesizing, toxins being cleared, all without conscious direction. During deep sleep, growth hormone releases. This hormone is crucial for tissue repair, muscle recovery, Cellular regeneration. It peaks during the night. This is why adequate sleep is essential for physical healing. The relationship between lucid dreaming and meditation is significant. Both involve metacognition, awareness of awareness. Both develop the capacity to observe mental content without being swept away by it. Many meditators report increased lucid dream frequency. Many lucid dreamers find meditation helpful for developing lucidity. The practices support each other, both cultivating the same fundamental capacity, present moment awareness. Your immune system also depends on sleep. While you rest, your body produces cytokines, proteins that help fight infection and inflammation. Sleep deprivation suppresses cytokine production, making you more vulnerable to illness. The glymphatic system becomes highly active during sleep. This is your brain's waste clearance system. Cerebrospinal fluid flows through brain tissue, washing away metabolic waste products that accumulated during waking hours. This cleaning process is crucial. Without it, toxic proteins build up. This is thought to contribute to neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's. Sleep literally cleanses your brain, maintains its health and function. Your cardiovascular system also benefits from sleep. During rest, blood pressure drops, heart rate slows. Your cardiovascular system gets a break from the demands of daytime activity. This nightly rest period is essential for heart health. Your digestive system continues working while you sleep, but in a different mode. Less active than during waking, more focused on repair and maintenance than processing new food. This is why eating late can disrupt sleep. Your digestive system can't fully rest. Your endocrine system uses sleep to regulate hormone production. Cortisol drops at night, melatonin rises, growth hormone releases, reproductive hormones cycle. All these hormonal rhythms depend on adequate sleep to function properly. Even your genes are affected by sleep, or rather, gene expression. Which genes are active changes between sleep and wake? During sleep, genes involved in repair and restoration become more active. Genes related to stress response quiet down. This shows how fundamental sleep is. It's not just resting, it's a distinct physiological state, with its own patterns of gene expression, its own hormonal milieu, its own cellular processes. Tonight, all these restorative processes will unfold in your body. You don't need to direct them, don't need to think about them. Your body knows exactly what to do, in exactly the right order, with exactly the right timing. Trust your body's wisdom. It's been maintaining itself since before you were born. Your heart started beating in the womb. Your cells have been dividing and regenerating your entire life. This innate intelligence doesn't need your conscious input. Sleep paralysis can be frightening, but it's not dangerous. It occurs when you wake during REM sleep. Your consciousness returns, but the muscle paralysis of REM persists. You're awake but can't move. This often triggers panic, which can create hallucinations, shadow figures, sensed presences, pressure on your chest. These are all products of the fear response, combined with the unique neurochemistry of the state. Understanding this can reduce the fear, knowing it's temporary, harmless, just a state transition that hasn't fully completed. The integration of waking and sleeping consciousness is essential for wholeness, for psychological health, for a sense of meaning and continuity in life. You can't be fully human without both. Waking consciousness is necessarily limited, focused, selective. You can't process everything simultaneously. Your conscious attention is like a spotlight, illuminating one small area, leaving vast regions in darkness. The unconscious contains everything else, all your memories, all your knowledge, all your experiences, everything you've ever learned or felt or perceived. It's all there, just not accessible to conscious awareness. Dreams are messages from this unconscious realm, not literal messages, not communications in language, but expressions, manifestations, glimpses of what lies beneath consciousness. Carl Jung believed dreams compensate for conscious attitudes. If you're too rigid in waking life, dreams might be chaotic. If you're too rational, Dreams might be emotional, the psyche seeking balance, wholeness, integration of opposites. This compensatory function means dreams are always meaningful, always purposeful. Even nightmares, even bizarre, nonsensical dreams, they're attempting to restore balance, to show you what you're missing, what you're ignoring, what needs attention. But you don't need to interpret dreams intellectually. Don't need to decode every symbol. The processing happens whether you understand it or not. The integration occurs automatically, below conscious awareness. Simply paying attention to dreams, though, can be valuable. Writing them down, reflecting on them, not analyzing, just noticing. What emotions arose, what imagery appeared, what felt significant. This gentle attention honors the unconscious, maintains the dialogue between conscious and unconscious. Many creative people maintain dream journals, not for interpretation, but for inspiration. Dreams provide imagery, themes, feelings, raw material for creative work. The unconscious, offering gifts to consciousness. The question of dream time versus waking time is interesting. Dreams seem to unfold in real time. A 5-minute dream takes 5 minutes. But there are exceptions. Dream time can feel compressed, an entire lifetime lived in moments, or expanded, seconds stretched into hours. Time in dreams is fluid, flexible, not bound by the same physical laws as waking time. The balance between day and night, between waking and sleeping, between conscious and unconscious. This is fundamental to human existence. You need both. Can't be whole without both. Can't be healthy without both. Modern culture's emphasis on productivity and achievement often comes at the cost of inner life, of dream life, of quiet, reflective, receptive states. This creates imbalance, psychological impoverishment, a sense of disconnection from deeper meaning. Honoring sleep, valuing dreams, creating time for stillness and reflection. These aren't luxuries, they're necessities. Essential practices for maintaining wholeness, for staying connected to yourself, to your depths, to your soul, if that word resonates. Tonight, as you sleep, as you dream, you're participating in this ancient rhythm, this necessary oscillation, this dance between conscious and unconscious, between light and dark, between yang and yin, between doing and being. You don't need to understand it, don't need to get it right. Just participate, just allow, just be part of the rhythm that's larger than you, older than you. The rhythm that connects you to all humans, all life, all of existence. There's a natural rhythm to human existence, day and night, activity and rest, waking and sleeping. These aren't opposites, but complements, two halves of a whole. During the day, you engage with the external world, accomplish tasks, interact with others, process information. Your consciousness is directed outward, focused on what's happening around you. During the night, consciousness turns inward. Dreams explore your inner world, your psyche, your emotions, your memories. This internal focus is equally important, equally necessary. Without adequate inward time, you become disconnected from yourself. Your inner life becomes unknown to you. Dreams provide a bridge, a way to stay connected with your unconscious, with deeper parts of yourself. This integration of outer and inner, of conscious and unconscious, of day and night. This is wholeness, completeness. Being fully human requires both modes. Recurring dreams often signal unresolved issues, your psyche returning to a theme, a situation, a challenge. The dream recurs because something hasn't been processed, integrated, resolved. Sometimes these dreams change over time, evolve, show progression in how you're handling the underlying issue. Sometimes they repeat unchanging, suggesting the blockage remains, the challenge unmet. Modern life often overemphasizes the daytime mode, productivity, achievement, external focus. The nighttime mode gets minimized. Sleep deprivation is almost celebrated, dreams dismissed as meaningless. But you can't sustain this imbalance. Eventually, the psyche demands its due, insists on rest, on dreams, on inward time. Ignoring these needs comes at a cost. Tonight, you're honoring both modes. You've lived your day, accomplished what you could. Now, you're giving equal importance to rest, to dreams, to inward renewal. This balance is wisdom. Ancient wisdom that modern culture sometimes forgets. But your body remembers. Your psyche remembers. They know the importance of both worlds. As you rest here now, you're not just sleeping. You're honoring a fundamental human need, participating in a rhythm as old as consciousness itself, as essential as breathing.